Hi guys, my name is Tomcat, and in this video we're going to be going over every single thing that you need to know about what is coming to Forza Horizon 4, Forza Motorsport 7, and the future of Forza, extracted from all of the crazy live streams that Playground Games and Turn 10 did earlier today. Now, I wanted to let you guys know that I do apologize for not posting a video about this and detailing it for you guys earlier today. Today has been absolutely insane. We were doing a bunch of work on the M3, but you're going to see a vlog on that very, very soon. I'm actually working on that as we speak right now, sort of, kind of. So, anyways, without any further ado, let's go ahead and get right into Forza Horizon 4 first. Now, first of all, I want to go over the new cars that will be dropping in Forza Horizon 4 when the new update drops, and I will want to also go over the dates at which they will be available. Now, on March 14th, we have the Spec 5 RTR Mustang Street Car and the 914/6. On the 21st of March, we have the number 25 RTR, and we have the Pontiac GTO. On the 28th of March, we have the Series 1 Lotus Elise and the number 88 RTR. And on April 4th, we have the 2019 BMW Z4, aka the Toyota Supra, we all know, and the BMW M3 GTR, which is going to absolutely flood the storefronts with Need for Speed Most Wanted liveries. But that's okay, because Need for Speed Most Wanted liveries are always a welcome addition to any game. Now, I want to briefly talk about the motorsport side of things, because in all of the craziness that happened today on all of these different streams, something that stood out to me more than anything else was the talk with Dan Greenwald in relation to where the series is going with Forza Motorsport. And he has said that while there will be more updates to Forza Motorsport 7, the team has, in his words, shifted their focus onto their next project. Now, that can only mean the development of the next Forza Motorsport game, which in turn means tons and tons and tons of new things to get ready for. And what he said, which is the most exciting thing to me, is that they want to do this with an open line of communication to the community. They don't want this to be done in some sort of secret cave or behind all this crazy veil of secrecy. They want to do this out in the open. They want the community to be deeply involved, and they want the community to have a deep, deep influence right from the beginning, which I think is absolutely incredible, right? Because that way, right from the get-go, the community can be involved and give them their direct opinions from the beginning so that they can actually incorporate those suggestions into the game instead of having to release a game, listen to everybody's feedback, and then maybe some of that stuff will make it into the next game. This is properly progressive game development, and I really, really like what they're doing with this because, again, everybody that always, freaks out after a game comes out that their idea didn't make it in or that the game isn't what they wanted or something like that, they will be able to voice what they want early on and get those voices heard to the developers right out of the gate. And I think that is just so incredible that they're approaching this way. And the fact that this is the future of Forza game development, that is just incredible, because if you got to think, right, this is going to bleed over into, say, Horizon games, way down the road in the future. Now, Horizon 5 is not a topic of discussion right now, although I'm sure it will be later on down the road. But without any further ado, though, I think the number one most exciting thing for me, anyway, aside from all of these crazy cars, which are all free, by the way. I mean, these are all included in the update for example, like all the Horizon cars, they are all going to be included within the update. You just have to unlock them as you go with the seasons. So these are all free cars, which I think is also, that's really, really impressive. But again, I think the biggest thing is being super open to the community about how the next Forza Motorsport game is going to be developed, because everybody has tons of opinions. We see this all over the internet. We see it on everywhere from Reddit to Facebook to Instagram to Twitter in terms of what people are wanting out of the next Forza game. Now, let me go ahead and take a little bit of time to explain the Festival playlist to you guys. Now, what Festival playlist basically does is organize the seasonal championship system in such a way that it is very clear as to what you need to do to unlock each reward, because they were finding that people's rewards, or not necessarily their rewards were getting lost, but people were missing out on certain rewards that were available because they didn't know that they were actually available to them. So what they're doing to fix this is basically bringing everything into a seasonal hub and keeping track of, not only keeping track of everything you do, but placing everything that you need to do front and center so that you don't miss anything during each season. Now, what this will also do is there will be a reward card for 50% season completion and 100% season completion. So it's an interesting way to reward cars, and I think it's actually quite an interesting way to just present the idea, right? You get one for halfway and then one for the rest of the way. And yes, it might make it tricky to get the 100% car. I mean, like, that's definitely going to be a bit of a, that's going to definitely be a bit of a job for some of these, I think. But I think it'll also make the reward factor go way up because you'll be, by the time you get 100% on a season, I mean, you'll feel pretty dang good about it. You know what I mean? You'll feel pretty dang accomplished considering the fact that you've gone through all of that work to get to that car. And I know that some people may, you know, go out there and say, well, I don't want to do that, or that's not worth it. I think the reward factor of these cars is going to make it worth it. You know what I mean? I feel like there's no way it couldn't be worth it with everything that's, you know, everything that's coming in this update. Like with these cars, man, the cars that I talked about earlier on, they are going to be absolutely freaking wild, and there's no way that these cars could be considered unexciting. I mean, there's a couple of cars that I think some people are not going to like. I mean, like, for example, the Porsche 914. I mean, the 914 is definitely a bit of a niche car, however you like to say that word. But the 914 and, for example, the GTO, I mean, I'm sure there are, like, tuner car guys that are not going to like the GTO, and I'm sure there are guys that are not going to like the Porsche 914, but I think the people that do like the GTO or the 914 are going to love those cars, and I think, you know, also, you got to remember, there is another car that goes alongside those cars, so that's not the only thing that you have to get. So you don't really feel shortchanged by it. You just, it's more like, oh, I'm 50% of the way there. Oh, I've gotten this cool car. I may or may not use it, but it's cool that I have it. I also forgot to mention earlier that the Ford Capri Forza Edition, as well as the Ferrari F50 GT, will be rewards all month next month. Now, to wrap up here, I know there are a few other little things that they did cover, like, for example, some really in-depth technical stuff around track limits for Forza Motorsport 7. Like, for example, they showed a example of their penalty system, where basically when you go off track, it calculates how much time you've spent off track, and also basically calculates how much of a time penalty to give you based on how long you spent off track, which I think is a good idea because, you know, track cutting is definitely something that nobody wants to deal with. It's something that nobody wants to deal with, and it's also something that everybody feels basically cheated by when it happens to them. So I'm really glad they are looking into it. And also something else that is huge, and I think it's actually a really interesting idea because it's something that you can adjust, is in Motorsport 7, they are bringing a drift camera, a drift angle camera view, so that while you are in first-person view, you can set a slider to basically adjust how much your character will look to the side, how much your head in-game will turn to the side based on how much angle the car is actually getting. So this is a big deal for anyone that likes to drift in first-person view with or without a wheel. So that's definitely something that a lot of Forza Motorsport 7 players and Forza Motorsport 7 drifters in particular should definitely be looking forward to. But at the end of the day, I am absolutely just so pumped for everything that's coming in Forza Horizon 4 and Forza Motorsport 7 and in the future of Forza Motorsport as we have seen across today. So I want to hear from you guys. I want you guys to let me know in the comment section below, number one, what you are most excited about in Horizon 4, number two, what you're most excited about coming in Motorsport 7, and number three, what you think should be coming as far as the next Forza Motorsport game. And let me know how you feel about them going to a very open, public development style to where they plan on communicating with the audience throughout the development of the game, because that, again, is a huge deal. It's a huge move, and it's a very progressive thing for a game developer to do, in my eyes, especially on a series like Forza that has, for so long, definitely been a very reserved series in terms of, in terms of development, because, you definitely see them being careful about releasing information about the games and stuff like that, and I want to know your thoughts on how they seem to be differing from that moving forward into the future. So again, hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to slam that like button. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys thought of it, and if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe for more, and I will see you all next time. Talk to you guys later.